It's the hardest part about being a lurker because it's all about like, what do I do? When do I do it? And a lot of it is on instinct. And I'd say that more often than not, it's better to be letting the enemy know that you are there. That it's better to be more antagonizing than it is to be sitting still in a corner waiting for that guy to go by and then you can walk up on him. And if you're going to do that, you have to be so much more closer than you are, especially considering the pace in which your team is moving. If your team, which rightfully so on a pistol round, is doing a 4-1 with you being towards middle, you need to be more active. You have to be closer so that you can create an impact on that player push. If they get the bomb down and you're nowhere near where that's going to be, and let's say they all die, which is going to be worst case scenario, which you get to experience quite a bit in this VOD, then you're not affecting the play. You're out of the play. So let's watch how this round goes. So you throw your wire down right away. Think about where I want to throw my camera down if I want to be defensive, or if I'm not going to be defensive with this camera, I'm clearly going to be aggressive with the camera. It's going to be one of the two, aggressive or passive with this thing. So if it's going to be aggressive, I would be using this camera to aggressively take space on middle. And the reason why I would do that is because the door is being closed, right? So if they close the door right now, I'd quickly clear out middle. I'd be peeking in and out from here. So just so I can show you in game. Close the door. So I would be in and out, peeking out through mid, trying to see if there's someone there. Like fire a couple shots, pre-fire, that's all. I'd go through here, clear this all out, clear it all out, and now I'd be thinking about caging, right? Caging and moving up. If I can get to this position, I could be in that lurking position that I'm talking about, where I'm slowly, like as soon as they cross by me, I'll be like, okay, now I'm gonna walk up on you, right? And I'll catch the timing. Okay, see how I'm taking more space, I'm moving up a little bit more. That's more of like the timing lurk. If I wanted to be more of the aggressive lurk, I would be like throwing this here, popping it, and I'd be like in here with my camera being aggressive. And now I'm like, okay, there's no one there, I'm gonna push up. One of those two needs to happen. So let's watch what happens with your perspective here. This is like your favorite place to stand. Like you're here a lot of this VOD. And right now it's not really currently giving information. So now we're basically still in the same position.
You're teleported mid top.
They're now crossing, they're now rotating. So this is all important information to be passing on to your teammates. Like they're rotated off A, they're going to go to B right now, they're sticking on B. One's right here, 2 here, right? 3 there. And last one's on top middle. Bombs down, and now you've left your Gecko in a 1v3 on site, trying to catch this guy. You have tunneled on this. So really what needed to happen in this situation was how fast things were going. You had really 2 options. You had to move up mid much faster, or you had to at least break the door, because if they're walking through market unchallenged from here. What's that?
Because if I break that, the people in market can't freely take a fight on it.
Correct. They're worried about you constantly, right? And that now creates an opportunity for you to pass through here, right? Yeah, exactly. You got it. Think about the impact of what that would be like on the Yoru. So if you broke that, or you antagonized or poked through mid, I call it poking, then this Yoru might not just like freely teleport to here. You might be like, oh, I gotta really be careful about middle. And then it slows down the rotation. And that's a big piece, because these guys are gonna go 4 versus maybe 2 on site. That's great. We don't want 4v3, we don't want 4v4. We have to interrupt this rotation. If we don't interrupt the rotation, we're not impacting anything. So you get this kill, it's great. But Gecko has been fighting a 1v3 this entire time. So now you go to pick up this weapon, they know that you're here because Jet called you out, and he's calling defuse the bomb, he can't help you. So you're now effectively out of the play. There's no time at this point. Now you have to break the door, the bomb's not really even planted for you. Like, the fact that they didn't defuse faster is insane to me.
Yeah, no,
right?
I was very surprised.
It's all about, did I do enough here to make people worry about me? Did I try to take space? You know, did I try to challenge through my cage? Did I try to break this door to make sure people on market were worried about me going across? What did I do? Right. There's also a lot of opportunity for comms and whatnot here. I've said it a few times before, you are responsible for not only just setting the vibes for your team, but also setting the expectation. And the expectation is, if I'm making more comms, then people are going to be more willing to make those comms as well, because I'm leading by example, right? There's a few times where it's like you have a couple opportunities where you could have commed and you didn't say anything. Okay, so first of all, the way that you're peeking this isn't great. the top smoke is already there, so we don't have to worry about it. So now it should be like, let's peek this with gusto. Let's check and see if this door is open. You can peek in and out first, do a jump peek, anything like that. Yeah. So you now know the door is open. So let's really just like pre-fire the crap out of this corner. Pre-fire one of these corners. Because you're on Eco right now. There's nothing to lose, right? So now we get hit. Okay, we have a new protocol for you. When you are hit and you're down to yellow, especially if you're down to yellow, or down to red, then you're not allowed to peek again, okay? That happens on defense primarily. I just want to make sure that that's like set in stone. But you're pretty much, at this point, I would say cut your losses. There's no sense in peeking out again on this scenario. They have the range advantage on you. They've already hit you. So staying here just guarantees the death at that point. Ranges are so important, you know. I can tell right away, whenever you get into this state of like, I'm going to shoot this guy in the face, you can tell from this face. Yeah, you can tell from this face, though. You're just like, even if you hit him, it's not going to be a death for them, right? You've been with me now for a while, but most people would probably send me a VOD like this. I'm like, oh, I dropped a 30, but I still lost. It's like, yeah.
Yeah, no. You're the problem with your
exactly. Yeah.
You shouldn't be fragging if you have time to frag, it means you weren't doing something else that you should have been doing.
Yeah. You get fixated. I can tell from the emotion in your face. Like, you see this kill, you get it, and I feel like right at this moment, you're like, ooh, that felt good, let me do more, right? You see that one, you're like, oh, my eyes are getting super huge, right? Like, ooh, another guy. And you're chasing after him, let me throw a cage so I can challenge him. Now, I don't play much anymore, but if you watched my game when I'm playing on Ascent, because I started getting warmed up on the Ascent map, because it was like my second map after playing for a month, I'm never like this. Ever. Like, just watch my camera the entire game. I'm like flat-faced the entire time, right? If I get a kill, I'm like thinking about what's my next move right away. I'm following behind cover, I'm doing all this stuff. Like, this right here is like bloodlust, right? You're just like, where's my next one? I'm thinking here, I look at the top of the screen, 5v3, and my team is already scaling on A. I'm just going to wrap here right away. You eventually get to that realization. As a Sentinel, you need to understand, you got all the time in the world, right? Your frags are not impacting a result in terms of the opponent thinking that you're hitting that area, right? Naturally, when I see a Sentinel, I think they're going the other way. That's what I think all the time, right? Now, in ranked environments, people don't think like that at all.
They're very much the same. Like, if I'm seeing the Sentinel, I'm like, oh, they're just like...
Yeah, exactly. So it's not like it's like a massive...
Oh, that's not hitting.
This is fine. Every once in a while you can do this, right? That's totally okay. It's just, it shouldn't be every round. Yeah, like, think about it like this. There's been 3 rounds now that you've lurked mid, and that's fine. I want it to be more lurking mid than going with your team. So if you're going to do this right now, it makes sense. Like, your Gecko has ult, like, you go again, it's fine. As long as you secure the flank, it's good, right? It's all good. Now, you don't necessarily need to be up here, but that's fine. I think you should be main.
Yeah, no.
Good kill here. Right here, there's pretty much no wrong. Like, you got ISO in a position that's going to get traded by the Gecko and vice versa. Yeah. You know, you have Raze and Clove working together. You just need to live at the end of the day. Like, as long as you secure yourself, I'm cool with it. Okay, so this is going on. This is where I'm like, okay, we really don't need to. I understand that Gecko's here and you're like, oh, let me see if I can catch a timing so I can like trade with Gecko and all that good stuff. I'm still looking at the timer right now. Like, and I'm also looking at the distance between me and Gecko. And I'm thinking to myself, can I really, you know, not generate 2 1v1s off this peak that he's doing? Is it even necessary? It's just not, right? Anything that we give to them here is just not going to benefit us. And I'm going to applaud the Gecko because this Gecko had the ability and capacity within himself to take 1 shot and then leave, right? Which is normal. I thought you were going to think that he committed to it. Now, what is this a lack of? Comms. That's what this is, right? If you're going to take the swing, which you never should, you communicate to the Gecko, I'm with you, I'm with you, I'm fighting, right? Like, literally like that. Gecko, I'm peeking with you. 3, 2, 1. Or Gecko, I'm with you. I'm fighting. At the very least, if you end up dying here, Gecko then peeks out, right? Now the timing's off, and Jet gets away with murder, right?
Yeah.
All the while,
Take
If
it to
you-
one.
All the while, if you just stayed right here the entire time, Gecko would have peeked in and out for information, fell back, and lived. And you would have just been existing here. Right? And now you're still alive. Okay?
Okay.
So it's an overaction that didn't need to happen. Again, it's kind of a moot point. You're in a 5v1 situation. It's not that big a deal. But this kind of action might leak into other rounds that are more important. And we want to quell the bleeding.
Want to get coached? Join this Discord. We have free and paid coaching options. Can't wait to see you there. Enjoy the video.
There's a small thing here. It's like tiny. It's not that big of a deal. It comes up right over here. So first of all, good job looking at the mini-map and lining this up. We've talked about that. Okay. So this position here, you're in a 3v2 situation. Bomb is down. So 45 seconds you win the round. Line that you're taking here could be replaced by a camera, could be replaced by a wire, and a well-placed cage. Yeah. And then where do you think I'm going to go to? Main. And I'm peeking off the bomb. That's it. Right? They have no controller that can smoke off the bomb. Like, everything's pretty much done. Right? So, just one camera confirms where they're going to be and helps my clove. Right? One wire placed on the bomb confirms my defense of the bomb. And a cage placed on the bomb allows me to be able to pop it at any point in time so I know if they're going to be going on site. They're also, I think, on a lower buy, if I remember correctly, here. So any fight that you get to them is actually good for them. Okay? So just take a look at the end of the round. Like, do I still have inventory? If I do, what did I do wrong here? Just for clarity, where would I put the camera? Pretty straightforward. First of all, wire would be like right here. You can throw a cage here. Okay. Right there's good.
Right.
Boom. Done. You got the whole thing. That's all I need. Okay, so I think this round is a replication of pistol round. So going through this, I want you to kind of like talk about what you would do differently here. All right, it's not the pistol round. This is another round. Later on.
We'll do a split B, yeah?
This is where I'd probably haul ass towards B main. I wouldn't go through here because it's just nasty. I would just wrap here at this point. Your bomb is going to be planted soon. We have ults on the field. We need to be like ready to go.
Yeah.
I've got the mid. I'll hold the mid work. One.
Look at how spread out we are now. Oh, and then it's the raise that closes the door for
On
us.
your right.
Oh my god. That's like worst case scenario. So, one word, inaction. Now what was it that cued me to say that I want to be B main? Let's go back. The fact that they're on site with bomb. We're looking at losing this bomb right now and losing the round. So what happens here? Should be breaking that door like right away because the bomb is already down. So Clove does it for you. You hear someone here, and now you're thinking, okay, I have to worry about this person. No, fuck that. Go here and fight. You don't have a choice. You've put yourself in the spot. Forget the ult. Forget the fact that you're being ulted right now. You don't have a choice. ISO is at a 1v whatever it is. 1v2 probably. The bomb's right here. Had you not put yourself in this spot before and you wrapped here, this would have been a moot point. This whole ult here would not have mattered to you at all. But now you've put yourself in this spot, right? So it's like, again, you know, you get a great kill here. Cool. But now the bomb is being defused. Literally the same situation. Also, when you're under stress, your counter-strike is coming back into you. This is where it starts.
I swear I don't play much Counter-Strike, and then I play like one game, and then spray, crouch.
If you start noticing this, I just want you to like do something to reset yourself in the next round. Every round is a brand new game.
Yeah, we're gonna get so many more reps in with playing with the team because of all those games of just 5-manning it straight down.
Here's a perfect example of a lack of a comm. This is how you do it. You're like, right here, top of box, top of box, top of box, top of box. That's it. This round, we're gonna go over a new concept. It's an essential piece for Sentinels. And it'll change your mental from that 3-kill clip that you're looking for to antagonizing. And it's about kind of alerting the enemy to where you are, but it's an important piece. And we call it poking. Okay, now poking could be poking for information, could be poking to antagonize, could be poking to damage. It's basically action when there is no action, right? So watch yourself in this round here, and then we'll go back into the game. First of all, the camera pointing this way doesn't make sense when they've already taken that space. I would be looking this way, because if they start a fast flank and I'm playing super passive here, I have no information on middle, okay? So watch what you're doing here. Let's count how many seconds we have of inaction here. It's already been about 10 at this point. And now we have action of just basically checking things. This is why it's like the camera really should have been the other way at that point. So yeah, so 1 minute and 17 seconds of pretty much no action at all. We've already burnt 23 seconds. What could have changed is a searching of information, or at the very least, a couple of shots being fired. Because really, again, if we went and peeked out like this and just fired some pre-fire shots like this is all sage wall peeking. I've given you that drill before. You know, firing some shots like this. None of this is really impacting the round. We're just saying that we're in middle, which is already obvious at the beginning of the round. So we're not giving anything away, right? And from here, you're able to just get some information. If you want, jump peek it, my bad. If you want, jump peek it, right? Jump peek it, move around, clear out middle. And you'll be able to see that that clove was walking up behind your teammate. But right now, we're just kind of standing here waiting for your team to do something. Even if they went and hit the bomb site right now, if they went right in here, you're not doing anything. So now you've lost that timing for middle, right? So what are you gonna do? Go through here? Like, what's gonna happen? What's the plan, right? We're too far back to be able to impact anything, and we're not poking for information or trying to slow down rotations as we're trying to move around the map, okay? So there's a lot of inaction here. I want you to be poking for the information or poking for a fight, trying to force something over here. So yeah, it's you got a 14-3 scoreline right now, but like how many rounds do you think you could have influenced a bit better here? This actually could be an 8-0 right now, with a few more pushes up. Now you probably would have a worse scoreline, like you might die more, but what's that? This is good. Love this. We hit this scan and we see there's 3 here. Why not just go to A? So, going forward, great opening kill, okay? Playing off the position perfectly well. And if you missed this one, a small cage would have gotten you out of here. So now, you get this kill, look at the top of your screen, minimap, boom, 2 people remaining. If you miss this, which is fine because you are fighting, your team calls it out.
It's 2 there, 2 there.
They're pinging the map, 2 there, 2 there, 2 there, okay? You are fixated on fragging after your first one. And you're fixating here. You're locking in. Okay? After you get that kill, I'd rather see you fall back to cover for a second and take a look at the scenario. This would have killed your timing. However, it would have kept you alive in a 2v2 and you could have just simply caged and worked from there. Okay? At that point, you're just playing the site and you're playing crossfire with clove. You're fixated on your crossfire, which puts you in this position. So if you were acknowledging the call, you would know that there's 2 in market. I would have 100%, if I had pushed forward and not paid attention to that original fallback point to figure it out, I would have pushed this right away and fought from this angle. At the very least, pre-fire it. Try to catch them. You didn't do that.
Okay, that's right.
You're still clearing CT here.
It's 2 there, 2 there.
Every time you get a kill, I want you to fall behind cover and look. Look here, look here, look here, look here. That will allow you to make that decision. It's going to be slow as hell, okay? And you're going to lose ranks, you're going to lose games because of it. You might even get shot in the face a couple times because you're not aware of positionings of where you're going to be. But that slowness will eventually increase to faster and faster and faster. You'll be quicker at making better decisions, right? We cannot rush this process.
Yeah, there's one.
All you gotta do is say market, market. That's it. You don't have to open your map and ping it. Just say market, market. I was surprised you didn't go towards B and just go for the
I should have
plant.
gone towards B,
Yeah.
initially. I think it's just because there was 2 people there. We were in a 2v3 and I wanted to play with them. But honestly...
Here's what I'll tell you. Back out. Right here. Just rotate to B.
Oh, yes, yeah. What am I thinking? I'm delusional.
Take a look at how you're shooting the Vandal. Right? Like, you're in full-on spray mode. I feel like once the pressure or once like your mental starts to kind of like get exhausted over the game, you start getting into spray mode a lot more. So it's just like that mental reset. It's important. Whatever it is that you want to say to yourself to like get yourself back in the swing of things, it's great.